Hello, everyone. Welcome to the episode 3 of the Football Focus Podcast SG with me, myself, Ais, and also our regular special guest, Harun Azrianafi. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
how's your week been after seeing a lot of football matches and news happening so far?
Uh, it's okay. Rather busy, but I'm enjoying at least the football that is on the telly is making up for the EPL season that has already gone by, right?
Yeah.
So as long as there's football, I'm okay.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we, we are we are okay to watch almost any type of football at one point, but yeah. So
Yes.
again, it's still the international month, pretty much a month. Euros is coming up in pretty much 4 days from now. And of course, as of this time of recording, we have two Singapore matches that has also been played, which we're going to review. We're going to get full insight and details from both of us. So
Mhm.
firstly, I want to ask you, Harun Azri, um, what are your, if you were to simplify in a simpler word, how are you feeling after watching two Singapore matches that passed by?
Um, uh, I'm going to simplify it in two ways. Okay,
Mhm.
one from what I saw so far over two matches. One word, bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
my
is.
feelings, over the two matches, if I can sum it up in one word, terrible. So
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's
it's
as simple as that.
really it, it is something that we never expect because based on the previous episode when we were talking about it, there was some high hopes. There was some I would say uh, potential and promising. We see some new players coming into the national squad to play, and some experience and veteran, and despite some injuries in key areas and all, but we still kind of have faith in Tatsuma and how they do. So give us a bit of a rundown from the first game, which was against Palestine, and we are all confident of Singapore getting a result over there. But who ever thought after conceding 3 goals in 10 minutes, two penalties back to back, and losing 4-0 at Palestine? What share with us? What do you see in the match? What are the good and the bad things?
Okay, for the match against Palestine, again, in the video that we did before this, I was very optimistic, yeah. And
Yeah,
but I think things took a turn for the worse in that 10 minute moment where everything happened.
yeah,
But then again, after everything has gone by, it made me think what could have possibly resulted in that situation
yeah,
or the result being what it was. Number one, I think when we got the result against Palestine, we were playing at home, so we got the home crowd advantage.
yep,
Secondly, I think and we have to understand that match was played 2 years ago,
yeah,
and
yeah,
uh, I think missing three key players played a huge part.
definitely.
Not having an out and out striker played a huge part. Of course, we have Ilhan, but Ilhan is young; it's his debut.
Yeah,
Um, Not having our captain, I think, played a huge part. Not having Safwan in the team played a huge part. But all in all, I don't think the players or the coaching staff underestimated Palestine. I don't think they did that.
yep,
But I think it took Coach Tatsuma by surprise the way that the players played. And if we could have gotten over the line in that 10-minute period,
yeah.
I think maybe the scoreline would have been different. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I would say about basically what happened on that match, it's we kind of give it to them. We kind of allow them to challenge us. I can see what Tatsuma try to do. Play pretty much play football. But sadly, playing football and getting to win the result is two different things. So was not expecting to have back-to-back penalties of within the 10
Yeah.
minutes. I think that was very unfortunate. But the scoreline was a little bit too flattering for the Palestine, don't you think? 4-0. Do you think
Yeah.
Palestine actually deserved that 4-0, or was that just two penalties given away is what flatters the scoreline?
If we talk about I think the Palestine players were taken a bit by surprise as well, how easy it was for them. Because if you saw during the water break in the first half,
Yep.
the first half water break that was given to them, if you take a look at it, there was a moment when the video was pointing towards the bench, the Palestine bench. The players were laughing and all. So I think somehow it flattered them, and at the same time, it took them by surprise. And I think they were questioning, how come it's easy? I think of sorts. I think they are questioning themselves. I think they didn't expect it to be as easy as it is, and that is a, how would I say, that's not good for Singapore. You know, if someone can
Definitely.
if someone can say something, or I don't know if they did say it, but if someone take it like it's an easy match against you, then that's not good.
It's not a good sign at all. Yeah, it's not a good sign at all if the opponents start to like kind of like laid back a little bit and like, hey, we're leading now, you know, it should be fine. But then we move on. Few days later, we won up from 4-0 to 5-0 loss to Uzbekistan. Based on your previous prediction, you were kind of hoping at least a draw from there. But no offense, I think compare Palestine and Uzbekistan. Against Uzbekistan, you can see they are way more superior, and Singapore have no chance for that.
Of course.
So,
of course,
share with us, what do you think now Singapore can do now to improve against Saudi? Because currently situation now, Singapore is now 4th in the table, joined same point as 3rd, which is Palestine, but it's just by goal difference after conceding 9 goals in 2 games, and pretty much only 1 game left. So we are never gonna get the top 2. It's only between probably Uzbekistan and Saudi already. But now against Saudi, we have 1 more match to go, which is pretty much almost, I would say a bit pointless, but we still gotta get a result. Yeah, we still gotta get results. What do you think they should try to do in the coming match against Saudi?
Wow, this is, you know, it's
Saudi a good experience. So how do you feel then? How do you feel after coming back to back like this? Like, what do you do to change?
Okay,
what's the first thing?
First and foremost, let me check with you, Faiz. After the Saudi Arabia match, there's no more matches. There's no more rounds of matches. Is there any more rounds of matches, or that's it?
Pretty much that's it, because
that's the end of group stage. I don't think so, right? I think we have another 2 more matches against Yemen and 1 more, if I'm not wrong. Is that right?
Singapore now currently played 7 matches already,
and there's 5 in the group.
So you only play 4.
So there's Saudi, and then there's 1 more, right?
Yemen. By Yemen, Singapore has played twice already.
Okay. So this is the last match?
Yes.
Okay.
Singapore played 7, and the 4 opponents against Singapore will be 8 times you play back and forth. Singapore just have 1 more game, and that's against Saudi.
Oof. So if you're asking me, there's no, what are the consolation prize? If you finish third, there's something about if you finish the best, if you finish that.
Okay, first is guaranteed to qualify. Second is a possible qualification. Third is not. So yes, it's pretty much first or second. And even when you're second, it's not guaranteed. They look at your points compared to other groups and all.
Okay, fine. I think if it's down to me, let's be honest, it's Saudi Arabia. They're playing in their home ground. I don't want to mince my word. I'll be very direct. It's a dead rubber. We're done. There's no way we can qualify. Let's put the youngsters to play. Let's give them a chance. Let's give Ami a chance to play. Let's give Saifullah a chance to start. Let's give Zaiful, the 3rd choice goalkeeper, a chance to play. Or Hassan, since Hassan hasn't played any matches yet. Let's give, I won't say the reserves, or let's give the younger players a chance to play, man. Zulkarnain, let's play Idraki. Idraki has been missing. I don't know where he is. He's not even on the bench. That is a surprise to me.
It's surprising,
Why would you even bring him over there if you're not even putting him on the bench? Gabriel didn't start the 2nd match. Let them play, let them express themselves. And then use it as a catapult to, whatever that comes next for the national team. If it's me, I would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you feel that maybe is it a selection issue by the coach? Do you feel the selection was an issue from the start and during the two matches of the first 11 and the bench? Since you have
I
been
think,
mentioning like you're wondering why Idraki ever start, why Hassan
yeah.
Sani never play, why this and that.
Okay, I think for the first match, the lineup was I won't say it was a surprise, but it is a bit of a surprise, and at the same time, we expected it to be as such.
Yeah.
Um, but for the match against Uzbekistan, I was very, very surprised because in the pre-match press conference, Coach Tatsuma did mention that he's going to change things up.
Yeah.
So my presumption is when you say you're going to change things up, we are looking at a change of tactics, and we are looking at a change of players.
Yeah.
But he did change players, don't get me wrong. He did change players, but I don't think it is the players that Singaporeans were looking out for.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah,
I
so
don't
it's a
think.
wrong selection first 11 then for
I
against
think if
Uzbekistan.
it's
Of course,
they
we're not going to
played,
single them out, but this
yeah,
is
they
coach
played.
choice. But
They did change it to the 3-5-2, and then
Yep.
in defending they did do the 5-4-1. They did
Yeah.
try to do that, but somehow I think the players were not up for. I won't say the players were not up for not up for the match. Not all of them were not up for the match, but I think we're just miles away from Uzbekistan. We're miles away at this level. And it's a pity because I feel before the pandemic and when we were playing in Singapore against Palestine and
Yep.
against Uzbekistan, I think
we used to be challenging against them at least.
we were challenging, and at the same time, the sad thing is, I feel you brought Singaporeans, you got Singaporeans to take notice of the national team.
Yeah.
The trajectory was on the up. And
Yeah.
then now, when people are excited to watch the national team, you go away over there, and then it goes, bam, it goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's gonna be it's difficult. It's gonna be difficult. I feel sad for them. I know they didn't want it to be like this, but sometimes football is football. We have to admit that we're not at that level. How are we going to get to that level? It takes work from the grassroots and up. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, all right. So, okay, putting Singapore aside, of course, it's very sad to talk about after two devastating losses. But let's take a look at other countries that's going on as well, especially in this qualifying, because there's a lot of international matches happening other than the friendlies of Europe coming up for Euro, which we're going to talk about in probably coming up on next episode. Let's talk about the Southeast Asia country alone. Okay, basically Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Brunei, etc. All right, and what do you think are the chances of Southeast Asia country coming out from that group? Because here's a few things I want to bring up a little bit, all right? Philippines have 2 more matches to play, and they are currently third, and they may reach to China only, which is second place only by goal difference. So that's a bit of a stretch. But if you look at our neighbor countries and all, we have one of the group, which is, well, 4 out of 5 is Southeast Asia country, which is Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and UAE. UAE is the only one that's not in Southeast. Vietnam is currently first. 4 wins, 2 draws, no losses, 2 matches to go. And also with a second place up for grabs for Thailand and Malaysia. And for Thailand, they only have 1 more match, but Malaysia still have 2 more match together with UAE. Any one of them can go up a second. So tell us, how far are we from our neighboring countries, all this?
Wow, that question, if I'm being very direct, we are very, 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 very far away. And it's sad because at one point of time, we were the top dogs of Southeast Asian football.
Yeah, we were.
And it only shows how far back we've fallen, Talking about Vietnam, I'm not surprised that they're up there. If you take a look at what they've been doing for the past 4, 5, 6 years, they've been on the up. They've even had a team in the World Cup, under 20 World Cup, if I'm not wrong. And they were part, if I'm not wrong, they took part in the Asian Championships and they finished 4th, something like that, if I'm not wrong, in the under 23s. I might be wrong, but it's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
They have been on the trajectory, they have been on the up. Malaysia, now it's a bit up and down, but we cannot say that Malaysia is not is lower than us. I think Malaysia is higher than us, and Malaysia is starting the naturalization program, right?
Yeah.
For their country.
Yep.
Philippines, I think Philippines last night or earlier in the day, they lost 2-0, I think, to China.
Yeah.
China won against them 2-0.
Yes.
And that's not far off. We're not seeing a big scoreline.
Yeah. Not like how pretty much
yeah.
other Southeast Asia country that's being trashed by other countries.
Yeah. So the way I look at it, okay, Vietnam beat Indonesia 4-0. Yes?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But in Southeast Asia against Indonesia, Southeast Asia against Southeast Asia. That's why I say wow, Singapore.
But do you feel if let's say from that group, because that group alone has 4 Southeast Asia country out of 5, okay? So if let's say, because Indonesia is last, I'll take out Indonesia, and if I put Singapore there, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, UAE, do you think Singapore can come out of the group?
Nah, I don't think so. No.
Why not? I mean, it's against a neighboring country which we have faced a lot of times. It should be familiarized, other than the coach maybe, but the players should know what are they fighting for.
I still don't think they'll make it out of the group. in all honesty, and based on what I've seen, we might get a result. We might get a result against. Okay, let's not just put the 4 of them in one group. Let's just look at the big players in Southeast Asian football. I'll just run through. Pick one. Will Singapore get a result against Vietnam? At the current standing,
at the current now,
Singapore, at the current standing, will Singapore get a result against Vietnam? Nope. Will Singapore get a result against Philippines? Nope. Will Singapore get a result against Malaysia? Malaysia, 50-50. Will Singapore get a result against Indonesia? 50-50.
Yeah.
Will Singapore get a result against Thailand? Nope. Will Singapore get a result against Myanmar? 50-50. Will Singapore get a result against Laos? 50-50.
So even with Laos, 50-50.
Laos, see, Vice, if you take a look at what Laos have been doing, you take a look at what Myanmar has been doing, they've been on the up. They have been on the up.
They have been.
So, and if you take a look at the squads in these Southeast Asian countries now, they all have young squads. They are starting from young players, and they're trying to put the team together for 6, 7, 8 years down the road.
Yeah.
But I think why I feel Singapore is on the backwards path is, if you look at our players and you look at the squad against Uzbekistan earlier in the morning just now. What do you think was the average age of the group? The average age of the starting 11. What do you think was the average
for
age?
Uzbekistan?
For Singapore.
For Singapore.
What do you think was the average age?
Well, I mean, we do have Bayaki inside and Hassan Sani inside, so that's like going to stretch a bit. But I would say maybe 26 years old.
For the starting 11. For the starting 11.
For the starting 11 against Uzbek, is it?
Against Uzbek. So I think the average age for that
younger.
group
Should be 24?
No, I think the average age is, you see, we got a lot of players reaching 30 years old in that group.
Is it?
In that match. In the starting 11, we have a lot of players reaching 30 years old in the Singapore squad. And if we compare that to the Vietnam team, the Vietnamese team, I think the oldest player is around 28, 29. The rest are all 23 and 24.
Wow. But would you consider that with the current age in our squad, they should be hitting their prime more than just falling off? Right?
Of course. That's why I feel, why is this happening? I'm not sure.
That definitely is something that we have to look back again and again, and it's not going to be the last that we're going to talk about, because it is definitely frightening to see other Southeast Asia countries excelling well, and some may not be fast, but some are constant, on the rise. But Singapore is always like a question mark. We don't know where we are going from here. We are always in that situation. We don't know where we're going from here. The potential is there, yes. The players in the squad and the tools are there, yes. I mean, no disregard. FAS, I'm sure, may have made one of the best academy, I'm sure, around Southeast Asia alone. At least, But for us to come out such results and outcome, of course, we're not expecting to win them for 5-0, but we at the same time did not ask to lose 4-5-0 as well. So
Yeah. True,
So-
true, true.
it is definitely quite scary to see. But hey, who knows? Maybe Vietnam might be the first to go to World Cup, first Southeast Asia to go.
I'm hopeful. I hope they do it. By the looks of things, they have a very good chance.
They do.
And I
They do.
really hope they make it through, man.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So just to move things forward a little bit to the prep for the Euro 2021. So a lot of friendly matches have been played.
Let's talk about happy stuff.
Yeah, happy stuff now. All right. Let's put the sad one behind us already.
Yeah.
So a lot of friendlies have been played. You have we did share a little bit of our thoughts about some teams, but don't worry, in the next episode, we're gonna give prediction. It's the prediction time in the next episode.
Wow.
So stand by. I'm gonna note it down all for you, right? So for now, based on the friendlies, you see in England play, Germany play, France, Croatia, who I believe they won also some games as well. Were you surprised by any of the results that you have seen so far?
Nah, I think based on the results that we saw, I'm not surprised, and at this stage of preparation, I think the Euros is about a week or 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah, it's literally just 4-5 days away. So
yeah, so at this stage, teams are chopping and changing, players are chopping and changing, players are coming in, players are resting.
Yep.
So, but so far I haven't seen any red flags. I think
there is one match I do want to share with you a bit because of course in the previous episode you were sharing how fond you are with a Croatia type of way and how they do. Their last friendly match, yes, it's a loss, but they lose to Belgium, which we all know Belgium is good, and it's only by 1-0. Do you happen to get to see the match or highlights of it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, okay, I'll share with you a bit of the stats, right, in that game. Okay. Basically, both played evenly, 50-50 possession. But in terms of chances created, both have 5 shots on target and all. And literally everything else is very equal. So now it's just basically just one chance that what Belgium got and scored. Now considering
And who's got the
Belgium,
goal?
Romelu Lukaku, yeah.
Okay.
Of course. But considering Belgium, where everyone kind of tipped heavily to be the favorite, as like the golden generation, the dark horse, and etc. And Croatia managed to somewhat match a little bit. Yes, they lost by 1 goal, but in another day, they might win as well. Do you still believe that Croatia is still the dark horse for this? Or do you feel that maybe, just maybe, after the World Cup, they burn out already?
For Croatia, I think it can go 2 ways. It's either they're successful and they go all the way, or they don't even make it out from the group stage. It can go this way. They have a centre back. Yeah, they have a centre back, Vida. If you can remember him.
Domino Vida. Yeah.
I think he's in his late 30s. I think. If I'm not wrong.
He is.
Right?
Let me just check real quick. He's actually 32 years old, playing for Besiktas. Yeah, 32.
Oh, he's just 32.
He's 32.
Yeah, so he's in the squad.
He just looks a bit older. That's why.
Lovren is in the squad. And like I said, the midfield three, they have Brozovic, Modric, and Kovacic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
The only player that's missing out is Mandzukic. So I think they have a stable base of players who have been with them in the last edition of a big tournament as well, the World Cup.
Yeah.
Whether they can bring forward that form to Euros, I'm not too sure, but they should make it out of the group stage. They should
at least, right? Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the group stage real quick because we're going to do a bit of a prediction in the next episode, of course. But before we go, of course, we do want to preview a little bit more about some of the countries that we never really get to talk about. So we have talked about Belgium, we have talked about Portugal, France, Germany in one group, Croatia a lot, Italy, which you were saying might be the underdog for this. What do you think about Netherlands? What do you think Netherlands and their chances?
Netherlands have a stable base of players, have a good crop of players this time round.
A lot of younger players. I would say a lot of younger players.
Yep, but I think the lead up to Euros wasn't as stable, if I'm not wrong. The results were up
Very
and
shaky.
down,
Yeah.
and they did miss out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they miss out on the last World Cup? They did, right?
They missed
They
out on the
weren't there in
last
the
World
last
Cup.
World Cup.
Yes.
So they weren't there in the last World Cup, and their appointment is Frank de Boer.
Yes.
Right? The manager is Frank de Boer.
Yeah.
Which
It is a worrying sign, and
manager.
especially Van Dijk is out of Euros due to injury, and he
Yeah.
can't play for Netherlands. So, but
See-
although the youngster who is playing for Juventus, Matthijs de
Yeah.
Ligt, he's
Yeah.
gonna be there. Do you think that at least with Netherlands forward Depay, who is firing now a lot now
Yeah.
for the countries, do you think that they might have a chance, or is it just more like maybe no?
I think they would. Oh, it's a bit difficult to predict because they weren't flying
Yeah,
as what we were expecting them to be as a country
Yeah.
of Netherlands. But
the standards
maybe they'll
definitely
catch
drop a lot since
yeah, maybe they'll catch us by surprise. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. So with that being said, I do just want to wrap things up with just one more thing as well. Do share with us a little bit. I'm sure maybe hopefully some people will know that you have created your own as well, your own match reviews and previews for your own channel on Instagram. You want to share with us a little bit on your own channel and what are you currently doing?
Okay, so thanks for this, Faiz. I actually created an Instagram page called the G Football Channel, GIFOOTBALL.
Sorry, links will be in the
Very simple.
description. I'll put that down there.
Yeah, so I created this Instagram page where I take this opportunity to speak about football, talk about football, and just create contents, video contents on like recently now the hot topic is of course Singapore in the World Cup qualifiers, and I'm very thankful. I've been getting a lot of support. The reach has been quite great. I'm getting former players who are following me in the channel as well.
That's
And
good. That's good.
random people who I do not know are messaging me, and I'm sharing their
that's
thoughts as
normal
well.
when you start something new. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're sharing their thoughts, and it's been positive. I got football players. I got some national players who are in the national team right now, also following the page. So yeah, it's just an avenue for me to talk, speak, and share about football. I'm a football person. I love football. Football is everything in my life, so it's an avenue for me to share. Yeah.
Yeah, we both love football. That's why we are doing this as well, right? I mean, we all love football. So okay, that's the end of the episode 3. So we'd like to give a question of the day as always. So of course, last week we had a bit of a discussion about favorite players, current players, and etc. Now I want to ask, what is your favorite club? Who are you supporting now currently, and which club made you love football first, and which club you're currently supporting now? Now, of course, normally, like for myself, I support Arsenal. I pretty much love Arsenal. There's no way anyone can see me support anyone else but Arsenal. But if I were to choose some club that is not Arsenal, that I feel like I would like to support, if we're talking about just Premier League, I would say West Ham because it took me by surprise, and I kind of like West Ham now. If you talk about other leagues, Borussia Mönchengladbach in Bundes I'm actually very fascinated. I've seen their players; they look amazing. Syria, I love Atalanta as well. Their players are getting more and more top notch, getting more amazing now in the Syria. For La Liga, well, sadly, I support Valencia, but Peter Lim and Valencia are just not working out, right? So, but yeah, do share with us what club that you first watch and love football, and then is there any club that you actually currently support?
Okay. Of course, I think I shared this in the first video or the second video. The club that got me into football was Manchester United.
Of course, global football.
Yeah, Paul Scholes got me involved. David Beckham got me involved. My parents got me involved into Sporting United. And then now, after I transitioned into coaching, I don't have one particular team that I look or I watch, but I'm a coach that I think I'm more of a coach that subscribes to Jose Mourinho, that subscribes to Diego Simeone,
Yeah.
that subscribes to Antonio Conte, the players and the coaches who demand highly of their players, the coaches that demand hard work from their
It
players.
brings the best out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I strongly follow. I'm not saying coaches like Klopp does not demand more from the players. I'm not saying Pep doesn't demand more of the players, but I'm more towards the work hard as a group. I'm more of a team collective kind of person rather than based it on one individual. So if you're asking me which teams do I look out for now, I look out for Atletico. I look out for teams that work hard together. Atlanta.
Yep.
I look out for who else? Let me see. Borussia, the way that they play.
Yep.
I look out for in the Premier League team that graft together. There's not many. I don't think there's a lot, but I think we have to pay close attention to Chelsea. And then there are rumors of Erling Haaland 170 million to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Transfer markets
I
are
think-
also running around a lot, which I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna ask you as well. Like I will give one
Yeah.
example. Your favorite Jose
So-
Mourinho is in Roma, right?
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
heard recently he wants to sign Granit Xhaka, which is very weird, but we're gonna talk about that another time.
Yeah,
So in
So-
terms of clubs right now, like what you said, basically as a coach yourself, as a coach perspective, you don't just narrow down to one. You expand to watch a lot of it
Yeah.
and learn many different type of it. All right,
True.
but at least Manchester United was the first love that you have. Is it still there? No.
No more.
Oh, no.
I'm done.
Yeah, sorry, all the Man United fans out there, right? So, all right, with that being said, thank you so much for joining with us in the episode of this Football Focus SG. Thank you again, Harun Nasir Hanafi. Links will be in the description. Just follow us in the Twitter, Instagram. Follow G Football in Instagram as well. He gives a lot of in-depth in match reviews about Singapore, local, everything about football. You should check it out as well. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.